Most people think making a profit is the finish line. They celebrate, spend, and repeat. But the wealthiest entrepreneurs in the world know something different. They know that the real game begins after the profit arrives. What a person does with that money in the next 30 days can either multiply their success or quietly kill it. The difference between businesses that scale and businesses that stall is rarely luck. It is almost always a decision, the decision to reinvest and to do it smartly. Jeff Bezos ran Amazon for 6 straight years without taking a single profit. Critics laughed. Wall Street doubted. But Bezos kept reinvesting in infrastructure, technology, and people. The result? One of the most dominant companies in human history. That is not a coincidence. That is what strategic reinvestment looks like at its highest level. And while most people are not running Amazon, the same principle applies whether someone is running a bakery, a clothing brand, or a digital marketing agency. Understanding profit reinvestment before spending a single dollar. Before anyone starts allocating money, they need to stop and understand their actual financial position. This step is where most business owners go wrong. They see a healthy bank balance and assume all of it is available to spend. It is not. The first task is calculating true net profit. That means subtracting every expense, operating costs, taxes, salaries, loan repayments, and overheads from total revenue. What remains is the actual working profit. From that number, experts widely recommend setting aside 3 to 6 months of essential business expenses as a cash reserve before reinvesting anything. This reserve covers payroll, rent, utilities, and loan payments in the event of an unexpected disruption. Think of it as a financial buffer that keeps the business alive when things go sideways. Once that safety net is in place, the question of how much to reinvest comes up. The general guidance from financial experts suggests that business owners should reinvest anywhere between 20 and 50% of their net profits. Some aggressive growth-focused entrepreneurs push that number even higher. Oprah Winfrey, for example, consistently poured resources back into her media company, OWN. During its early years, even when it was underperforming, she understood that short-term patience often creates long-term dominance. The reinvestment percentage depends on individual goals, business stage, and industry dynamics. A startup operating in a competitive space may need to reinvest more aggressively, while a stable, mature business might invest less and hold more. It is also worth noting that reinvested profits, when treated as business expenses, are generally not taxable. This creates a meaningful financial incentive to reinvest strategically rather than simply pulling money out as personal income. Consulting a qualified financial advisor at this stage is not a luxury, it is a smart move that protects both the business and the owner's long-term wealth. The highest return areas to reinvest business profits. Once the numbers are understood and the reserve is secured, it is time to decide where the reinvestment actually goes. Not all reinvestment is equal. Pouring money into the wrong area can drain resources without generating any meaningful return. The goal is to direct capital toward areas that create compound growth, places where one invested dollar eventually generates 2, 5, or even 10. Marketing and brand visibility sit at the top of the list for most businesses. When a product is strong but the audience is limited, money spent on expanding reach delivers some of the highest returns available. Digital advertising, content creation, search engine optimization, and social media strategies all fall into this category. Research consistently shows that a well-executed marketing effort can generate a return of 5 to 1 or higher. Rihanna understood this when she launched Fenty Beauty.
In efforts toward supporting people of color.
Underrepresented audience. The result was over $100 million in sales within 40 days of launch. That is not just a product success story. That is a reinvestment story. Technology and operational efficiency represent another high-value reinvestment target. Outdated systems slow teams down, create errors, and waste time that costs real money. Upgrading software, automating repetitive tasks, and integrating smarter tools into daily operations can save significant time and reduce costly mistakes. Textbook example of this. He continuously reinvested profits into automation and manufacturing technology, which allowed Tesla to reduce production costs over time while scaling output rapidly. For smaller businesses, the same logic applies. Even modest technology upgrades can deliver meaningful efficiency gains. people and talent development are often the most underestimated reinvestment available. Training existing employees, offering meaningful benefits, and creating real career growth opportunities reduce turnover significantly. Replacing a skilled employee costs far more than retaining one. It involves recruitment, onboarding time, and lost productivity during the transition. Companies that invest in their teams build loyalty, improve performance, and reduce the hidden costs that come with high staff turnover. Beyond retention, a stronger team means better customer experiences, more innovation, and faster execution, all of which directly impact profitability. Market expansion and new revenue streams round out the smart reinvestment framework. Once a core business model is working, using profits to test adjacent markets or launch complementary products can significantly increase total revenue. This does not mean chasing every shiny opportunity. It means methodically exploring growth directions that align with existing strengths. Sarah Blakely grew Spanx by carefully expanding the product line.
I was sitting in traffic in Atlanta. I'd been writing names for my product invention on scrap.
And each new move. She did not borrow excessively or take unnecessary risks. She let her profits fund her expansion, step by step. The mindset and discipline that makes reinvestment work. Reinvestment is not just a financial decision, it is a mindset. And without the right mental framework, even the best strategy will fall apart under pressure. The biggest trap most business owners fall into is emotional spending. When profits come in, the emotional response is to reward oneself, upgrade the car, take the vacation, buy the office renovation. None of these are wrong in moderation, but when they consume the reinvestment budget, growth stalls. The discipline is in delaying gratification. It is in looking at a profit and asking the question, what will this money do if I put it to work instead of spending it today? Setting clear metrics is essential here. Every reinvestment decision should be tied to a measurable outcome. If money goes into marketing, what is the expected increase in leads or revenue? If it goes into new equipment, how many additional units can be produced? If it goes into team training, what improvement in performance or retention is expected? Without metrics, reinvestment becomes guesswork. With them, it becomes a system. Regular financial reviews also matter. Reinvestment strategies that worked 6 months ago may not be the best option today. Markets shift, competitors evolve, and internal priorities change. Reviewing reinvestment allocations quarterly and adjusting based on performance data keeps the strategy sharp and relevant. There is also the matter of balance. Reinvesting everything and keeping nothing for personal reward is not sustainable. Business owners who pay themselves poorly burn out. They lose motivation. They make worse decisions under financial stress. The smart path is to structure a fair personal salary first, establish the safety reserve second, and then commit a set portion of remaining profits to structured reinvestment categories. Warren Buffett has spent decades
mind other than bridge or chess. So I'm glad you came and come.
Short-term emotional impulses override long-term strategic thinking. His wealth is not the result of one big bet. It is the compounded result of smart, disciplined, and repeated reinvestment over time. The businesses that last are not the ones that celebrate the loudest when profits arrive. They are the ones that put those profits back to work, quietly, strategically, and with a clear plan. That is the difference between building something and simply earning something. Profits are not the destination. They are the fuel, and what a person does with that fuel determines everything that comes next.